Not a rock. Not a relic. But something built. Something aware. And possibly, not alone. So now we ask, what did Voyager really find? Or more terrifying, what found Voyager? We launched it to explore. To go where we could not. But perhaps, it was always meant to be seen. In the end, Voyager may have captured more than data. It may have captured attention. And in doing so, opened a door we didn't know was there. In the silent dark of deep space, a mirror has turned toward Earth. And something looked back. Silence. Not the kind found in empty rooms, but the kind only deep space can create, vast, indifferent, eternal. Voyager 1 moves through it now, unchanged on the outside, but altered, invisible tremors pulsing through its old circuits. Back on Earth, the image remains locked in secure servers. Encrypted. Redacted. Denied. But not everyone obeyed the silence. Some who saw the image, engineers, scientists, data analysts, they couldn't forget it. Because something about it stayed, in their minds. Like a shape you can't describe, but dream about nightly. One of them, Drive. Mira Albrecht, a physicist from the Deep Space Imaging team, started seeing the patterns elsewhere. In pulsar emissions. In background cosmic radiation. Even in gravitational lensing data from distant galaxies. The same geometry. Hidden. As if something was embedding this pattern throughout the fabric of space itself. A signature. Or a calling card. She began to call it the echo pattern. Not a signal, but a structure repeated across unimaginable scales. From subatomic resonance, to the shape of galactic voids. And Voyager's image was just the first clear glimpse. It wasn't just a shape. It was a key. A trigger. Shortly after the discovery, odd behavior began in other systems. The old Voyager 2, Deep Space Network dishes, even Hubble's backup processors, all showed small anomalies. Minor at first. But strangely synchronized. One date connected them all. The exact timestamp when Voyager 1 turned itself toward the dark. The team ran tests. Quantum clocks, magnetic shielding, AI pattern scans. And that's when the truly strange began. Every algorithm trying to model the image started to evolve. Not crash. Not fail. But change. It rewrote itself, as if learning. Not from noise, but from the structure. Neural networks would generate variations, each closer to the original, until the output began predicting the next sequence, before input was even given. Self-organizing intelligence. Born from a shape. And then came the dreams. Multiple researchers, across facilities, reported identical dreams. Of floating in blackness, of being seen, of a cold intelligence watching from behind the stars. They described a pulse. A rhythm. A low vibration, not heard with ears but felt beneath thought. Some began calling it the Watcher. An ancient intelligence, not alive in our sense, but emergent. A consciousness of structure, perhaps older than galaxies, communicating not in words, but in geometry, gravity, and recursion. And perhaps, it had noticed Voyager. Not because it was large. Not because it was fast. But because it carried intent. The golden record. A gesture of contact. Of curiosity. Of self-awareness. And that gesture was answered. Not with radio. Not with math. But with an image. And with it, a test. Could we see? Could we recognize the echo? Could we hear the structure calling back? If so, perhaps it would reveal more. If not, we'd be left in the dark. For now, the object remains unseen again. Voyager drifts past, silent, unharmed, but changed. The team is divided. Some believe we must send a reply, encode our own image, our own geometry.